Boa tarde. It's nice that you watch. You click on the YouTube link. In this video, this long tube video, what I'm making, I'm gonna explain you why I myself still, after 25 years living and working in Portugal, and really appreciate and enjoy each day I wake up under the sun in Portugal. As well, when you watch this video, I'm gonna learn you which steps to take to strategically invest in Portugal, that you can live the lifestyle in Portugal, making a cash flow, a passive income to Portuguese real estate, and which locations and which properties would suit you the best. So stay tuned while I'm taking you along in this video. First, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Petronella Enneking. I am 59 years old. I have two children, 29, 33, and a grandson of 1 year. And I moved with my children to Portugal when they were 3 and 7 because I was living in Amsterdam, and for me there was a no-go to stay there. We had businesses there, but you were always switched on, always in traffic, always under pressure. We had companies, huge tax bills always to pay. Basically, you mainly was working to pay the bills, to pay the government, to pay the taxes, and then in between trying to live your life the best way could. And what I didn't like, that people didn't have time for each other. You always had to make appointments because everybody had their plans. They were always busy, and you were driving up and down to bring your children to the school or to the sport locations. And at the end of the day, everybody was always exhausted. 6 o'clock, you sit in front of the television, make your dinner, also under pressure, because it was that you need to feed your family. And also I find then already that the people didn't really had, really quality time for yourself, quality time for your family, even in the weekend, because in the weekend you had to recover from the whole week, even if I was not working there because I was raising my two children. I felt that this was not my lifestyle. So I had a grandmother, a very nice grandmother. I loved her dearly. And she was always preparing her caravan, because Holland, Dutch, we have caravans each 6 months a year. Her caravan, Kip caravan, was standing in front of her little house in the Eerste Jan Steenstraat in Amsterdam. And that she was stuffing that with food and clothes, because she said to me, when I arrive in Portugal, we are on the camping site, and then we exchange, the clothes and the food for other food with the Portuguese people, because she had a big love for Portugal. And not only for Portugal, of course, she loved the sun, but for her it was, when I listened to her stories, it was like coming home, because she liked the people very much. It's a very laid-back mentality. Portuguese people are very friendly, very helping culture. I've talked already about it in my other video. And I always remembered the stories with love, what my grandma was telling of Portugal. She never knew that her granddaughter, her youngest granddaughter, myself, one day would end up now already living 25 years in Portugal, working, living, raising the children, because they were 3 and 7 when I took them to Portugal. So one day me was making the decision. I didn't want that life anymore in Holland. I always had traveled a lot. And I said to myself, okay, let's just go, and we will see where we'll end up. That's basically it. I never had a big plan, laid it out, mapped out, a blueprint for whatever I'm going to do in which country. Fast forward, ended up in Portugal, bought a house in construction. Then back then it was, of course, very different. People spoke French here. And with my school French, I managed to finish the property with the builder. We have lived there a few years with the family, and then sold the property because I made the first mistake in Portugal. The property was way far from the children's life, from their friends, from the school life, from the sport life. So that was exhausting. And then we moved. I sold the property with a huge profit, and we moved to a different area. And now what I'm doing, I have created several companies, real estate, a brokerage, rental company, management company, which I shut down 2 years ago because I focus myself now to give 25 years of experience to the clients that they strategically invest in Portugal. First of all, to live their best lifestyle, for their dream home, and to create a cash flow, an easy cash flow with the property, a passive income. And why I think now is the best time to invest in Portugal, because there's a few things happening, of course, in Europe, and mainly also in my country, my country of birth, Holland. And in Germany, it's basically impossible to invest anymore in real estate. The government have put so many restrictions, so many rules, so many new legislations, and basically you end up paying tax. I followed the news that is box 3. When you end up with that, you're only paying tax. And so saying that, and it's the same thing for Germany, it's not possible anymore. And within Europe, at the moment, Portugal have the 3 pillars: the quality life, the best lifestyle, the longevity lifestyle. It's still the basic prices, the daily prices are low. It's also an important thing to consider the property prices. They have gone up, but still not comparing to the property prices in the other countries. And you can make a good capital growth over the years with the property. Why is that? It's the tax valuation of a property is way much lower. Sometimes 40 to 60% is lower than the asking price of properties. So there is already also a big huge of your profit. And it's the passive income what you create, meaning that you still can have rental license on the property, where it's difficult. It's of course not in Lisbon, in some areas, because and that was basically necessary because we created, buildings with only beds in the apartments, and there were families living in the buildings. They had to stand up in the morning, and then at night the tourists came back home. So that was a no-go, and that needed to end to the restrictions. People always looking to the Algarve, Portugal, Algarve, but Portugal is so much more the Algarve to invest in. We have now developed areas like the Alentejo. It's the middle of Portugal, and all the surrounding areas. And why is that very attractive? Because there's a lot of space and land around it. Property prices are lower than on the Algarve, and you can create with that property capital growth and passive income. Of course, also for the north of Portugal. Everybody knows Porto, but there's so much more in the north. Let's say Coimbra, but there's so many places there to invest in properties for your passive income and for the capital growth. The steps what I would recommend to clients who said, okay, basically, for me, Europe, I want to get out of there, basically from our countries, but stay in Europe. Then Portugal has really the best options now as well, tax-wise, inheritance tax-wise, because you pay 0 tax here on the inheritance tax, and the safety. It's a very big thing coming because we have international attention now. If you follow the news, there's a lot of stars coming from America over to Portugal because it's very safe. You can live in anonymity here. So that is a very good sign, of course, when you invest in the properties, because that will give you the capital growth, and you can create the passive income through the rentals. If you're going on the short-term rentals or on the long-term rentals, this is depending on the value of the property you want, or the investment what you want to make. So make for yourself a list. That's the 3 steps. What is important in your life? It's the longevity. Is it the capital growth, what you're looking for? Is it the cash flow? Do you say, okay, I want to live now, I have created already money, I want to move it out, and I want to have a good passive income with it. I want to start to building a property portfolio, starting with a low property investment. Even if you would invest in a garage plate, for example, Get your foot in Portugal now, because the legislations are still good now. We never know when that is going to end. Of course, it's a European country. We have a very good ruling, very good, also the restrictions here are very good followed. The safety is very good in Portugal. And that makes it all that it's very good to invest over here now. So people think, okay, I'll wait, maybe the prices go down in Portugal. Maybe I first wait to see what's happening in my country. And I say, don't wait for that. I'm living here 25 years. I only have seen Portugal growing. Of course, we have had a crisis in 2009, but Portugal have recovered very much from it. So, and I'm seeing it's going up. And now is the time to jump into the wagon, to jump into the train, to make your capital grow, to make your passive income now on an easy way, and still enjoying your lifestyle, still enjoying your dream home in Portugal, because don't forget, the lifestyle here is, if you once have tasted, you always want to taste it. So I'm leaving now this YouTube film. I will make more about this subject, and if you have more questions about investing in Portugal, strategic investing, it doesn't matter which kind of investment, the value of the investment, send me a DM. I'm basically on all the social medias, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Send me a DM, and we will have a short conversation and to see if we match together and how I can help you to invest strategically.